Alright, so I printed out 8 of these, and most of them I printed at 0.12 millimeter height, and I think there's a good amount of detail to be found there. I did print my test print at 0.2 millimeter height, and you can tell a difference in terms of print quality because this is almost twice as detailed or fine in terms of layer height. But you know, because it's ruins, you don't want it to be super clean. 2 millimeters, I think, or 0.2 millimeters is fine in terms of layer height. But if you want the details to be a little bit more crisp, go lower with that. The braces are at 0.28 millimeter height, so the coarsest layer height that I could do, and it was really fast to print these out. Again, 8 pairs of these. And I did print this out in black PLA, and then I primed with brown, so that's my base layer for all of my terrain. I'm just going to use super glue. And I did paint this previously. And so just glue this on here like so. Make sure you don't glue your fingers together. I will say there's a couple of spots where there's some kind of mold line here. So just to have a flatter spot in order to be able to glue that piece on, I had to trim it a little bit just to make it flat. I'm using 2 different kinds of brown, milk chocolate, burnt sienna, just to have variability. And then I'm using my trusty hog's hair brush. It's stiff. Here's the milk chocolate. And I like having a little bit of a fade where the color is centered around the middle a little bit more, where the edges fade out. And just want to quickly note that normally I would glue all this together and then spray prime it and paint everything together. I wouldn't normally just do this separately, but because I had already painted all of these previously before getting this idea, that's why I'm painting them separately. But typically you can just do all of it together. And this is the burnt sienna. This has a little bit more of a reddish tint to it. But to be perfectly honest, I don't know if there's enough of a color differential to warrant doing 2 different colors. So probably you can just pick one of these and just stick with that for all of them. That would be my suggestion, because take a look at these. It's not that different with the milk chocolate on the right and the burnt sienna here on the left. If you want to, you can add a little bit of beige to have a highlight layer where it's just a little bit lighter, but again, because it's ruins, I want to have sort of the darker effect, so I'm not going to do a highlight layer. Alright, now I'm grabbing some zinc, which is a really dark gray, and I switch to a sable brush. Final step is just to go ahead and put some glue down in the corners and drop these in. I like lining up this big indentation with over here, and the rest of the sort of cutouts match up with what's on the walls that way. But you know, you can switch it around just to mix things up. And then here it is with the units on there. So it's just a lot easier to place and move around, so I think it works great. Thanks to Ark for giving me the idea. He posted in the Bad Crow Games Discord channel, and that's where I got the idea. Use the link below to download the files. They are free, but if you want to support the work that I do, go ahead and go to my Patreon page where you can support me for as low as $1 a month. Thanks a lot, and hope you have some fun making these and continuing to bling out Company of Heroes 2nd edition.